I'm on a journey back to 2000. I finally made some strides. I'm around 1970 right now. Here's the one I got today with a 92.3% accuracy. And let's get into the game. If you're new to my account, I've been 2100 before. School got tough, chess got worse, but I'm on break. I'm getting back. But I went d4, they go d6, bishop to f4, pawn to g6. I played this. Oh, I keep forgetting. I changed my video so you can't see. I played this about 1,050 times, and I have almost 50% win rate set, 49%. I want to get that to 15, hopefully higher. But I made the wrong move here in accuracy on the third. I should have went e4. I didn't even think about this. Whenever I play the London, I'd go for bishop f4, d4 out of 3, e3, c. This is out of order. c3, bishop on d3 to knight on d2, h3 in a castle, and some move order. So I didn't even consider changing it up, but I need to remember it, and I've said this before because I've gone over this same position before. When they try and fianchetto, I have to go e4, and I'll be better about that. But they go bishop to g7. I go bishop here to d3, as I mentioned. Knights here to f6, h3, like I mentioned. And if you're not sure why I go h3, if you don't go h3, say you go knight to f3, which is a fine move. It's probably the best move, yeah, because the computer is not super fond of the bishop pair, but I try to be when I can. However, I don't try to do it at the detriment of my position. It's what I've picked up from watching grandmasters and IMs and masters on YouTube and trying to be like them one day. So I try and keep the bishop pair whenever I can. But they castle. I go knight to f3. They go pawn here to b6, which kind of threw me off. I expected here rook to e8 or knight b to d7. I felt in the London, the e5 and e4 squares I feel are almost the most important squares on the board, just because that is we want to break on either side. Like, I don't want them to play e5. They don't want me to play e4, so going b6 felt a bit, and like c5 is also in line with trying to stop that, but b6 is not, so I'll kind of understand that. However, I go for a castle, which is not even the best response. c4 is, and I delay pushing the c-pawn in this game. If you'll notice, I don't play it till probably I think move 9, 10, or 11, just because I consider going c4, knight c3. However, when they go bishop a6. I take because, oh wow, usually that's the best move, but actually here it's not the best move. Knight to c3 is better. But after knight x a6, I go knight b to d2. And after c5, I decide to go c3 because to me, c4 here, it kind of weakens up the dark squares, and they have that fianchetto bishop in front of the king. So I go c3 to try and control that. They go knight to c7. I go a4, which was the best move on the last turn. But I love playing this a4 move. I think that it's just very good. I've talked about this on my account before. I play a5 is black and a4 is white. Controlling the b5 or b4 square, I feel like it's just very, very important. It gives you some queenside space too. Obviously, not a whole lot. It's 2 more squares, but it is more to work with. It's more real estate, and you want to win a game in any way you can. And I just feel like that's whatever advantage it is one. Here I go bishop to h2. Now I consider bishop g3. However, knight to h5 is not an obvious move, but a move that would cause me to move it again anyway. So I immediately go to where I would go if they had went knight to h5, following knight to bishop g3, which saves me some moves. They go here rook to c8, trying to control the c file, and I respond with rook to e1. Now here rook to e1 is a move I did not know what to do, so I played something like, okay, in general, a rook on e1 is better than f1, but I couldn't tell you. I didn't have a plan here, honestly, so that's what I went with. I should have went queen to b3. I think I'll go there next turn or the turn after that, because I want to control the b5 square as much as I can. And after knight, yeah, I do play next, I think. After knight to c7, I go queen, yeah, queen b3. Not the best move here. Honestly, I didn't even consider taking the pawn. To me, I just had a way better position, and messing up any part of it unnecessarily felt wrong. However, clearly, I did not have a way better, but that's what it felt like. I felt that I could control so many of their squares. I had my knight that can go to c4. My bishop felt like it was very strong. I felt like I was doing very well. I take there, they go pawn up, and here I tried to make a provocation. I wanted to feel like a grandmaster, so I wanted them to have their pawn not there before I made any plan on the queen side. Now this may be a mistake, but I want queen b4. Yeah, I thought so. My idea was to make them move their pawn, but the knight would have done that too. However, they go d5, and here I think for a while, and I go bishop d6, which is a miss. Yeah, it's funny because a5 was my original plan. Like, that was what I wanted to do. I wanted to push it up, but I was like, oh, maybe I missed that I can go bishop d6, which is actually wrong. What I miscalculated here, very simple. My calculation was bishop d6, rook to e8, bishop e7, queen to d7, knight to e5, queen's trap. But I missed the very simplest bishop e7 is just a hanging bishop. So this whole plan that I had calculated was wrong. Like, I don't know if that happens to you too, but it was just like, man, I did all that, and my plan was a5 originally. Like, that was my idea. And I frustratingly keep going with the plan, like, okay, I gotta make this work. But after knight a6, I accept it. Go queen a3, knight here, and knight back. Just admitting defeat here, moving my troops away from battle. And I go back bishop to g3, and I'm resetting, trying to think of a new plan. However, they mess up, because after I go knight to f6, well, I go queen to a3. This is not the mess up. I mean, I do not push a5 here. I don't know why I don't, honestly. This makes a lot of sense. I go here trying to go queen to b5, but they, for some reason, go queen to d7, which is a huge blunder. They were still losing, I think, but it's not lost. This is lost. Because after knight to e5 and I capture the rook, it's game over. I also offer a queen trade. They drop their queen back because they don't want to trade the queens. If you're ever in a game that you're down, you want to keep as many pieces on the board as possible. And I finally go a5, finally, trying to break this queen side, open my rook on the a file. They go knight c7. I take the knight, I take the pawn, and I move my rook in the board. And I moved all these moves, did all these moves almost instantaneously, as I was lower on the clock. So I was like, okay, I just gotta play, just gotta go for it. I can't calculate too much, because you may imagine in that middle game exchange and shuffle of pieces, I thought about it for a while how I could get those tactics to work, but it didn't end up working. They go knight here to d7. I go rook to a7. I trade off some more pieces, and I go queen here to a6, offering a queen trade, and now I force one because it's a check on the king and attacking the queen. But they actually don't even take the queen. It would have been an end game that I probably could have won, or I'm sure I would have won. But they blunder here and go bishop back. It's funny, this is like good, the third best move, but I imagine the queen trade versus this was a huge difference in the evaluation bar. I take the queen and they resign here. So they messed up. They would have lost anyways, but that is the game. So out of 92.3% accuracy, I played it pretty well, and I'm almost 2,000 again, finally. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this content, and have a good one.